Hello, good morning, and welcome to our alternative coverage of Cameroon against Serbia in Group F, the second match and the second match day. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and you are listening to the Commentary Hub. Both Cameroon and Serbia lost in their opening matches, and this is a must-win situation for either side if they are to stand even a small chance of making it through to the round of 16. For Cameroon, this could not have been a more opportune time, because they are looking for their first win at a World Cup since 2002, when they beat Saudi Arabia 1-0 in the group stage. Current Samuel Eto'o, the current Cameroonian Football Federation president, was the last man to score the winner, a match day winner for his country. All those years ago. And the game is taking place at the Al Janoub Stadium. Cameroon and Serbia currently rooted at the bottom of the table with no points each. To recap, Switzerland lost. To recap, Cameroon lost 1-0 to Switzerland, and Serbia were 2 goals down against Brazil. So I have to say right at the moment that the disadvantage currently lies with Serbia with a goal difference of -2, but things could change, and Serbia did hold Brazil up for the first during the first half, and they could well do the same. So they could well do the same to Cameroon. Maxim Choupo-Moting is the and before we go into the lineups and things like that, there are two changes. Davis Apasi will come in and goal for Andre Onana, who has reportedly been dismissed for disciplinary reasons, and Pierre Koundé takes the place of Samuel Gueye. As for Serbia, Filip Kostic replaces Filip Mladenovic at wing-back, and Nemanja Maksimovic will be coming in for Nemanja Gudelj in midfield. So with all these changes aside, we're now waiting for the teams to come out of the tunnel and onto the pitch. There are the pre-match pyrotechnics going on around in the centre of the pitch. The Cameroon and Serbian flags being displayed either side. A sight that has become commonplace throughout the tournaments, and the Cameroonian spectators delighted to show their support, and our referee is Mohamed Abudallah, with assistant referee Mohamed Al Hamadi and assistant referee Hassan Al Mari. Fourth official Ning Ma. The referees and the assistants are from the UAE, with the fourth official from China. The reserve assistant referee Chi Chang, also from China. On VAR, we have Nicolas Gallo of Colombia, and his assistant VAR Juan Soto of Venezuela. And the squad, as I talk to you now, are making their way. Squads, as I talk to you now, are making their way out onto the pitch, being led by the referees and their respective captains. So we will be gathering around on the so they'll be gathering around on the centre of the pitch for the national anthems as Cameroon and Serbia look to overturn their respective losses to even stand a chance of progressing through to the next round. But all those results could change come Brazil against Switzerland later on in the day. And we now pause for the national anthems. The national anthem sung by both sets of players, management, and fans, and we can now go through the other. It's just that the permutations for Cameroon and Serbia could not be any more clearer. They need a win for either of them will give them the chance that they would need to qualify for the round of 16. It all depends on what Brazil do against Switzerland, but a win for them could make the difference come match day 3 later in the week. In terms of who we should look out for, I'd say Choupo-Moting, the Cameroonian captain, could be one to look out for the Indomitable Lions. But also, do not discount Brian Mbeumo, who plays for Brentford in the Premier League. As for Serbia, they can always count on Alexander Mitrovic of Fulham to put them ahead. But also Dusan Tadic, he's also good up front. And now we can go through the lineup, starting with Cameroon. In goal is a passes, we know, with the back four of Nuhu, Nkulu, Castelletto, and Fai in defence. Kunde flanks Hongla and Zambo and Gisa, with Toko Akambe, Choupo-Moting, and Mbeumo, the front three. And we'll take a look at Serbia's lineup in a moment or two. But one thing I should mention is that Collins Fai is on a yellow card. And now for the lineup of Serbia, it's a 3-4-3 formation with Milinkovic in goal, then Pavlovic, Velkovic, and Milankovic the back three, Kostic, Maximovic, Lukic, and Zivkovic in midfield, with Savic, Mitrovic, and Tadic the front three forwards. Serbia are wearing all white as it's away, and I was right to say that Mitrovic could be one to look out for. He is Serbia's all-time top goal scorer with 50. Serbia all in white. Serbia all in white, being that they are the so-called away side. Cameroon wearing their home colours of green, and both sets of management and both sets of managers now looking to compose themselves and get themselves ready. Rigobert Song is the manager of Cameroon, and Cameroon white shorts and red shorts and yellow socks. So Serbia all in white, and Serbia are managed by Dragan Stochkovic, and it looks like it will be Serbia that will kick us off, and away we go then for this crucial game between Cameroon and Serbia at the Al Janoub Stadium. Looks like Serbia are in early attack, and the ball was just with Zivkovic, but now cross forward and conceded this time to Cameroon. But a Serbian player down early on. Can't make out who it is at the moment. We'll confirm as and when I can. It looks. It's difficult. It's difficult to see what's happened. It's difficult to see what happened, and it's Alexander Mitrovic. Mitrovic, the talisman for Serbia, if you like, and he's gotten into a nasty collision with Martin Hongla. Martin Hongla, another player that did so well for Cameroon against Switzerland, but for Alexander Mitrovic, this could well be game over for him. He's lying on his back. He's obviously in excruciating agony. The physio's rubbing some ice or something onto his leg. And that is very concerning for Dragan Stochkovic. And but Mitrovic has now is now up on his feet, but he's hobbling about, and this is not good news for Serbia and this is not good news for Serbia, and so early on in the game as well. The referee understandably looking concerned, and Mitrovic now back on the touchline, but he's underway again. But that was a real scare for Serbia, and they have to refocus now as Cameroon now have the ball being passed back to Devis Apasi in goal, and Apasi crossing the ball out to Maxim Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting passes down to Pierre Kunde, but they concede to Serbia, and the ball is now with Filip Kostic, but it's rolled out for a throw-in to Cameroon, which they swiftly take. Cameroon now passing the ball around, and down it goes to Tolo, but they miss out, and it's gone to Milinkovic, and Milankovic passing to Milankovic in goal, or was it? No, it was Zivkovic. I beg your pardon. It was Zivkovic that had the ball, and he passed to his goalkeeper. Ipasi now has control of the ball once again for Cameroon. And after almost 3 minutes, we And after almost 3 minutes, it's Cameroon 0, Serbia 0. And the ball is now back with Cameroon, but pushed out. I think one of the players was pushed out who had the ball, and he was pushed out for a throw. And but the ball's now back in play, and it's with a passy once more, headed by Tolo towards Choupo-Moting, but Serbia quickly saw to that. And Cameroon, you have to say, are doing really well in defending the ball from Serbia. But Serbia, I have to say, haven't really shown much of an attack so far. But that could change. But meantime, Tolo appears to have fouled Dusan Tadic, and that is conceded a throw. Mitrovic still on the pitch, but he appears to still be hobbling about. That must have been a nasty knock he got from Hongla. But credit to him for still playing. Nu throws the ball for Cameroon towards Choupo-Moting. But the ball has now been passed around to Nkoku to Toko Ekambo. But they've conceded to Serbia. It's Kostic now with the ball for Serbia. He passes down to I think that was Pavlovic. Yes, indeed it is Pavlovic, but he was almost tackled by, I think that was Mbemo. The ball is now with Milankovic, but it's been taken by Toko Ekambo. Toko Ekambo loses the ball now to Serbia, and Serbia now looking like they're going to try and make a break for it, but it only goes as far as a pass. Good effort though by Andrija Zivkovic. Ball now being crossed to Cameroon. Ball now being crossed to Mbemo for Cameroon, but cut out by Serbia, and the ball is now with Maximovic. Maximovic passes the ball around to Pavlovic. Remember, Pavlovic is on a yellow card, and but it's now been crossed down wing to Andrija Zivkovic. Zivkovic now with the ball for Serbia. Passes to, I think that was Mitrovic. Now it's been crossed down wing to Dusan Tadic. Dusan Tadic needs to find an opening. He passes to, I think that was Maximovic, and Mitrovic almost finds a header, but it just goes over the crossbar. That's the closest anybody has come to scoring so far in this game. So good teamwork by Serbia to set up an attack. Good cross though by Maximovic, and the head of Mitrovic just wasn't enough to send the ball into the net. He aimed too high, in my view. Ball now cleared out of goal by a passy. Now headed by Serbia, but given away to Cameroon, and Serbia now have the ball back. Good defense, good tackle by I think that was Kunde, but it wasn't to be, and Serbia still have the ball. Now this is Lukic. Lukic passes to Milankovic, and Milankovic are now trying to cross the ball out to I think that was Maximovic, but he was too far behind, and the Cameroon supporters making a lot of noise inside the stands, and the ball is now back with Cameroon. Passes to Epassi, clearing the ball. Epassi clears the ball out of goal, but it concedes to Serbia, and that was a good use of the feet by Milankovic Savic, but nothing comes of it, and it's a throw in once again to Cameroon. And it will be Tolo to throw the ball for Cameroon. Tolo throws to, I think that was Kunde. Now it's with Mbemo. Mbemo now to Toko Ekambi. Now it's passing around to, I think that was Fai now to Mbemo, but tackled by Kostic. Cameroon, though, still have the ball, and that's a cross forward by Hongla, but Mbeumo appeared to have missed it. 8 minutes in, Cameroon 0, Serbia 0. You're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones, and we're also on the Commentary Hub too, Storm FM, JB Sports, and we're also live on Twitch as Velkovic passes to Milkovic. Now the ball's still with Serbia. It's Dusan Tadic crossing to I think that was Kostic to Milkovic Savic, and Milkovic Savic tries to find just crosses to Zivkovic just in time, but he's under pressure from Tolo. Nice use of the ball, but Serbia missed that opportunity to score. They do still have possession though with Milankovic, and Milankovic has now passed to Velkovic. Velkovic now to, I think that was Tadic, but Cameroon still proving to be so resolute in defence. Maximovic now passing the ball around to, I think that was Maximovic. It's still daytime still daytime in Qatar. The sun hasn't quite yet gone down, but a throw-in has been given to Cameroon, and it will be Carl Toko Ekambi to take the throw-in. Or will it? No, it's actually going to be Tolo. It's actually going to be Tolo. So it's a throw. He throws to Toko Ekambi, but he's conceded to Serbia. Now it's with Zivkovic. Zivkovic just outside the 18-yard box. Now it's with Mitrovic. Mitrovic now has the ball for Serbia. Does well to go around the defenders and just clips off the crossbar. Very unlucky for Mitrovic not to get the opening goal for Serbia. But Cameroon are still under pressure, and Filip Kostic sends it over the crossbar. That was very close by Mitrovic. How unlucky was he for the ball to just smack against the post? And had it been a few inches more to the right, that would have been definitely the opening goal for Serbia. And the fans know that they were just agonizingly close. Serbia appear to now have found their form and are starting to catch up to Cameroon, I think. So 11 minutes have been played. It's still Cameroon 0, Serbia 0, and Serbia throw into Dusan Tadic, but nicked by Nicolas Nkoku, and that could well be another throw into Serbia. Indeed, it is Serbia. Now the ball is now still with Serbia, although taken by Cameroon. I think that was Zambo Anguissa. Although Hongla has been fouled. Martin Hongla appears to have been challenged by somebody, and in fact, it knocked his boot off. So something must have happened. It's difficult to say, and it was Kostic who fouled him, and I'm now beginning to have second thoughts whether it knocked his boot off. I think Hongla might have taken it off of his own accord, but that was a really nasty knock to the leg, and he's now feeling himself around. I think he actually clipped his heel. I think it might have actually clipped his heel or something. So he's had to remove his boots to alleviate the pain, and this could well be a big setback for Cameroon. Rigobert Song looking pacing up and down the pitch, and in fact the physios are now on the pitch to assess what happened to Martin Hongla. Hongla at least trying to tell them what has happened, but once again we're now taking a look on our monitor at the at the efforts by Mitrovic. So close was he to putting Serbia in front. And but need I remind you, for both Cameroon and Serbia, this is a must. This is a must-win match for them if they are to even stand a chance of reaching the round of 16 come the final day. But as Ongla's been taken off for treatments, it's now Serbia with the ball through. I think that was Milinkovic Savic, but tackled by Cameroon. They're dropping like flies here, and in fact, Milinkovic Savic now feeling the lower part of his leg. That is real nasty, and Serbia now with the ball again. This time it's to Milinkovic. Milinkovic now passes up the wing to I think that was Lukic. Now the ball is with Filip Kostic. Kostic back towards Lukic, and Lukic now to Milinkovic Savic, but defended really well by Cameroon. Davi Sapasi now is now waiting for the chance to clear the ball out of goal, which he has. He's passed to Nkoku, and Koku almost trying to send it up forward. And now another Cameroon player has gone down. It's Carl Toko Ekambi. I think that might have been a knock to the head or something. We'll just have to take a look as Milinkovic Savic pulls him back onto his feet, which is real nice of him. And I think he actually pushed him in the head. I think someone actually pushed him in the head. That was Milinkovic. And back onto the pitch comes Martin Hongler. The physios spent a good deal of time looking over him, and a free kick has been given to Cameroon. Which was taken by Kunde. Kunde crossing now to Mboma. Mboma now to, I think that was Nkoku, but Nkoku's shot was too far back and he aimed too high. Good use of the ball by Cameroon, but Nkoku just couldn't finish it off. And after 15 and a half minutes, it's still Cameroon 0, Serbia 0, as Milinkovic gets ready to clear the ball out of goal for Serbia, which he does. And the ball's now cleared out of goal, headed by Mitrovic, but it goes over the line, and that will most certainly be a Cameroon. And that will most certainly be another throw-in, and it will actually be to Serbia because somebody from Cameroon might have got a foot to it. And the ball is now with Dusan Tadic. He passes to Kostic. Kostic was trying to set up Tadic, but well defended by Cameroon. Now Serbia have the ball inside the 18-yard box, but given away to Cameroon, and Serbia almost score again through Mitrovic. And that was a really close effort by the Fulham forwards. Poor defending, you might say by Cameroon, and that gave Mitrovic the opportunity he needed, and Cameroon can well and truly thank their lucky stars that the ball did not go into the net. Cameroon need to shake this off and get back into attacking themselves, which is what they did. About some 10 minutes ago. The Serbia manager Stošković looking just pacing himself around on the pitch. Now the ball is with Choupo-Moting for Cameroon. He passes to I think that was Hongler. Martin Hongler now with the ball for Cameroon, and I think that's a pass to Mboma and a cross down into the 18-yard box, but Cameroon were not organised. Were not organised in the 18-yard box, and that has well and truly cost them the chance to score. It was a crossing by Mbomo, but none of the Cameroon players were even there, and Cameroon have suffered Cameroon have suffered because of it. Nkoku now for the Cameroon, and he's passed down to I think that was Castelletto now to Mbomo, and I think that's across now to Koundé, and Koundé tries to set up an opportunity, but it's palmed away by Milinkovic. Cameroon need to stop wasting opportunities like that, and to be more attacking up front, and Koundé, but I'm going to have to give Pierre Koundé the benefit of the doubt here, because he did everything right. It's just that Vanja Milinkovic was too strong for him. It's given a corner now to Cameroon, and Mitrovic having a bit of a lengthy discussion with the referee, and the referee doing well to silence him, and just as well, really, because that could well have been for dissent. And now the ball, the corner quickly taken by Cameroon. Almost a low shot at goal by Koundé, but well blocked by Serbia. And a couple of players have gone down. I think one of them was Collins Thigh, who need I remind you is on a yellow. If he gets another yellow, he will miss Cameroon's final match against I think Switzerland, as Milinkovic now has the ball for Serbia in goal. He's passed it around to Milankovic. Now it's back towards Milinkovic. Milinkovic now clearing the ball out of goal to, I think that was Mitrovic. Now it's gone down wing to Maksimovic. Maksimovic to Zivkovic. And Zivkovic now passes to Maksimovic. Good use of the foot by Nicolas Nkoku to keep the ball out of Serbia's reach. Good cross by Zivkovic to Maksimovic, but Nkoku was able to concede that one, and this will likely be a corner to Cameroon, and a bit of a technical problem going on with the referees and the match officials. Looks like they're changing a radio pack or something. And one of the technical delegates coming out to it to see what the situation is. I've never seen anything. I haven't seen anything like it. A referee having to change his radio pack. First time I've seen it. Both sets of fans still looking to show their noise, and they've sorted the problem out. Or was it to do with the changing of the armbands? I'm not too sure. If you could let me know what it was, then please do so in the comments. As the corner setup is looking very disorganized. Players do not know which way to go. It's given a corner to Serbia through Tadic, and but because of how disorganized everything was, that was an easy save by Davis Apassi. Davis Apassi passes now to Nkoku. Now it's with Tolo. Tolo almost losing it to Zivkovic, but Cameroon do really well to hold on. Not for long now though, as it's across down wing by Pavlovic to, I think that's Zivkovic, and a foul this time on Sergei Milinkovic Savic, and that did not look very pleasant at all. And that was by Andres, Frank, Zambo, and Gisa, who collided with him. And I don't think he intended to do it, but Milinkovic Savic, understandably looking stunned. But the ball's now being given to I think Serbia was on the attack, but I think Cameroon were able to concede it. And what's this? Another player has gone down, and this time it's Zivkovic for Serbia, and I think the referee is definitely going to put someone in the yellow card. It looks like Nkoku is going to be booked, and Dusan Tadic likely telling him what he thought of his conduct, and Nkoku, that was a palm to the face, and I think the referee was right to give him the yellow card. If you disagree or otherwise, then do give me your thoughts in the comments. So Nkoku on a yellow card. Remember, if he gets another yellow card, he will miss the last match in the group stage as Tadic gets ready to take the free kick for Cameroon. Tadic takes a few paces back and he kicks the ball into the goal area, but none of the Serbia players were even there to receive it. So we're just a little over half distance now. It's still Cameroon 0, Serbia 0, and Cameroon now have the ball. And Cameroon now have the ball back through 5. But I think the ball just hits Milinkovic Savic, and that's now given a throw in to Serbia, and Serbia now throw to Tadic. It's still with I think that's Kostic. Kostic now with the ball cleared out of goal though by Castelletto, and now the ball has been given back to Serbia. But a Cameroon player has gone down. I think that's Mbomo again. And yes, indeed it is Mbomo. Yes, indeed it is Mbomo. But that was by Pavlovic. Just a shove in the back was all it took. I don't think Pavlovic was anywhere near the ball though, but Serbia still have control of the ball. It's passed to Milinkovic in goal. I wouldn't be surprised if we have an extended period of first half stoppage time as Milinkovic now passes the ball out to what looks like Lukic. Lukic back to Milinkovic, and now the ball is being passed around. So I think that was Alexander Mitrovic, but now it's with Dusan Tadic. Tadic now to I think that was Maximovic. Now the ball's still with Serbia though. Credit to Serbia for hanging on to the ball, but they just haven't been able to find an attack as of yet. And Castelletto is on the ground. Who he was fouled for, we will check in a moment. But he is clearly furious at being fouled, and that was by Alexander Mitrovic, who just thrust his arm straight across Castelletto's chest. And Choupo-Moting having his captain's armband adjusted by the manager, and he'll be straight back up, and he's now straight back in play, headed by Choupo-Moting, but given back to Serbia. Now the ball is with I think that was Veljkovic, but cleared away by I think Milinkovic, and that has given a corner to Cameroon. So it will be Pierre Koundé to take the corner for Cameroon. Let's just hope that they're a bit more organised than they were in the last corner. And so corner taken by Cameroon, and Cameroon take the lead through Jean-Charles Castelletto. He came out of nowhere, was completely unmarked. And that has put the indomitable Lions in front. He did show threatening pace in the match against Switzerland, but this time it has paid off. And the Cameroon supporters are really happy. So too is Castelletto. I think he was raising his fingers to the heavens as a sign of thanks. Superb delivery through the corner by Koundé, and Castelletto was completely unmarked. The Serbian players didn't know he was there, in other words, and the tap of his foot the tap of his foot was all it took. And Rigobert Song showing his signs of happiness as well. And if Cameroon keep up this performance, they will win a World Cup match for the first time in 20 years. So from Samuel Eto'o being the hero for Cameroon, this could today it could well be Jean-Charles Castelletto. Serbia need to bring themselves back into this as we are now some 15 minutes away from the halftime break, and that is now a throw in to Cameroon. Cameroon to take the throw, and that will be through I think Mbomo to Choupo-Moting. Now back towards Mbomo. Mbomo passes up the field, this time to I think that was Zambo Anguissa now, but losing the ball to Serbia. It's now with Dusan Tadic, who I think was tackled by Koundé, and that was good use of the ball by Cameroon. The ball is now with Pavlovic of Serbia, and that was almost the equaliser, but by Mitrovic. But Serbia still hungry for that equaliser. It's now with it was with Mitrovic, but Nkolu has been fouled inside the goal area. I couldn't see who brought him down, but we'll have to check in a moment or two. And it was by Dusan Tadic, who I think trod on his foot, and the momentum he had just pushed him down, and this could well be. And he could well be substituted for someone like Christian Basagog, who is also on a yellow card. And Basagog by Christian Basagog on the substitutes bench, I should say. And the Cameroonian subs looking somewhat relaxed. And the ball is now being crossed around to Zivkovic. For Serbia. Zivkovic now with the ball, and he's passed to Dusan Tadic. And Tadic now to Mitrovic, but saved by Davis Apasi. Cameroon showing once again how strong they are. In defence. Just as well that they kept it down. To 1-0 in their match against Switzerland. But Cameroon on the attack again through Anguissa. Anguissa to Toko Ekambi. Toko Ekambi still has the ball, though. He passes back to Zambo to Anguissa. Now Anguissa to Kunde. Back to Toko Ekambi. And Toko Ekambi now crossing up the wing to Mbomo. Mbomo now to, I think that was Castelletto, but he's been fouled just inside, and it was Mbomo. No penalty given to Cameroon, and in fact, it was Collins Fye who was fouled. Collins Fye was fouled by Milkovic Savic, and I think he deflected, and I think Savic deflected the ball away before he even got a chance to get onto the Cameroonian player, and I think his tackle, and I think his momentum just caught Fye out, and Collins Fye is suffering because of it. So I think that was a knot to his foot or something. But this was the earlier goal by Cameroon. Nice use of the head by Choupo-Moting, and the ball presented itself to Castelletto, who just tapped it in at the right moments. And this goal could mean all the difference to Cameroon. Before Brazil against Switzerland later today. The ball is now back with Serbia. It's with Milkovic Savic, and Milkovic Savic now trying to look for Kostic, but tackled back by Cameroon. It's now with Mbomo to Choupo-Moting. Now the ball has found what looks like Toko Ekambi. Now the ball is passed around to Pierre Kunde to Hongla. Now it's with Zambo Anguissa. Straight now to Brian Mbomo. Mbomo now back to Anguissa. Anguissa now to Hongla. Now Collins Fye. Fye to Mbomo. Back towards Fye that time. Now it's Martin Hongla again. Almost heading for Fye, but defended that time by Serbia. Not for long now, though. Cameroon looking for another chance, and the ball going well, and the ball just goes over the touchline. Throw in to Serbia to be taken by Zivkovic. Zivkovic now trying to see who best to throw to, and the throw-in taken by Zivkovic for Serbia, but he's conceded it to Cameroon. That was and Serbia not being very well organised when it came to the throw-in. Ball cleared out of goal by Apasi. Lose it. Apasi trying to find Tolo, but Tolo appeared to have headed the wrong way, and we're now some 36 and a half minutes in. It's Cameroon 1, Serbia 0, and the ball now about to be thrown out. Throw in, I should say, taken by Zivkovic, and Zivkovic now to Tadic. Now back to Zivkovic. Zivkovic now looking for I think that might have been Lukic. Now the ball has been conceded again to Cameroon. It's Choupo-Moting, the captain, now with the ball, tackled by Milkovic Savic. Now the ball is back with. Now the ball is still with Serbia though, but it's out for a throw-in to Cameroon. And the throw-in could well be taken by. Could well be taken by Choupo-Moting, although I don't think it will. And so thrown by Cameroon to Mbomo. Mbomo was aiming for Zambo Anguissa, but he lost the ball to Serbia. Now the ball is with Zivkovic, and Zivkovic now pelting towards the 18-yard box. He's just about he crosses over to Dusan Tadic. Now it's with Milinkovic-Savic, but he had to pass to a teammate of his, and I think that was Lukic. But it goes back to their goalkeeper Milinkovic. Milinkovic now passing the ball out to Pavlovic, and I think the ball is now with Zivkovic, and Zivkovic now passing to a Milankovic, and Milankovic passing the ball around. Milankovic passing the ball around, but he loses it to almost loses it to Cameroon. But now the ball is with Andrei Zivkovic and almost headed in by but now it's with Tadic, and it's over the crossbar. Serbia and offside. Offside has been given, and I think Tadic knew this. So this is what happened. Cross in by Zivkovic, and Mitrovic would have been just fractionally ahead of that. Mitrovic was just ahead of the defender, and as a result, the ball would have been offside. As a result, it would have been offside. So Passy to deal with the offside by sending the ball out of the goal to Choupo-Moting. Now the ball is with Choupo-Moting of Cameroon. Does well to just keep it in, but he loses it to Milinkovic-Savic, and Milinkovic-Savic now passing to Dusan Tadic, and Tadic now has the ball for Serbia, although he has to watch out for Nkoku. I think that was a tug on the back of his shirt there. Now the ball is with Milinkovic-Savic, cleared away by Cameroon, although Serbia still have the ball through Lukic, and Lukic now passing to Tadic. Now the ball is with Milankovic, but Cameroon now take the ball back, and with around 5 minutes to go, it's still Cameroon 1, Serbia 0. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. The ball's now being passed around to Nemanja Maksimovic. Maksimovic to Milankovic. Now the ball is with Veljkovic, and Veljkovic now passing it to Milinkovic-Savic. Milinkovic-Savic now to Tadic. Now the ball is with Lukic, and it's Lukic now with the ball for Serbia, passing now to Tadic, but taken away by Cameroon and cleared out by Tolo. Serbia still managing to have control of the ball. It's with Pavlovic. Passing to Milankovic, to Lukic, and now Lukic has passed to Maksimovic. Maksimovic to Milinkovic-Savic. Now it's been passed around to Pavlovic, but Pavlovic concedes, and it goes over the line. But good efforts, but good efforts by Tadic to cross to Kostic, and a good save and good use of the feet by Tolo to keep it out of their goal. Throw into Cameroon though, and it was thrown to I think that was a Choupo-Moting, and Choupo-Moting now after the ball, but tackled by Veljkovic, and now it's gone to Milankovic in goal. Milinkovic in goal. Serbia now have the ball through, I think that's Zivkovic. Now he's passed to Lukic, and Lukic crosses up the wing to Pavlovic. Now it's with Tadic, back to Pavlovic. Now the ball's being crossed to, I think that's Tadic. No, it isn't. It's Kostic. Kostic to Milinkovic-Savic. Now it's back with Cameroon. This time it's with Tolo. Tolo with the ball for Cameroon, and he's passed to Epassi in goal. And we now have 2.5 minutes of normal time left, although I have a feeling that's around 5-6 minutes will be added on. The ball is now with Lukic, and Lukic loses the ball to Cameroon. It's now with Pierre Koundé. Koundé, can he go? Can he make it two? No, not quite. He almost took advantage of the rebound, but it just whizzed past the post. And one Cameroon supporter knows that this could well have been two for the indomitable Lions. Koundé did really well to sprint towards goal. The ball bounced off Milnkovic, but he just couldn't convert the rebound into the net, and I think that was because Velkovic tries to divert it away, and Koundé knows it, but Cameroon are still looking to Cameroon's still looking for their second. The ball is now with Serbia once again, and it was almost crossed down to Zivkovic, but easily held by Nkoku of Cameroon. The ball now cleared away by Apassi, and Apassi now trying to cross to Mbomo, but and I think Choupo-Moting might have been fouled, and now it's Mbomo that's likely gone down. Now the ball is with I think that's Tolo to Anguissa, and Anguissa now passing to Martin Hongler to Koundé. Cameroon have had 7 attempts on goal, 3 on target. Serbia 4 attempts on goal, but their attempts on target currently stands at 0. Now the ball is with Castelletto. Castelletto passes back to Apassi in goal. Apassi doing really well, standing in for the dismissed Andre Onana. Now the ball is with Serbia once again, but was easily taken by Cameroon. And I think a Serbian player has been fouled, and I think Hongler might have been the perpetrator as we approach the 45th minute. And the Cameroon supporters still showing their appreciation for their country, making all the noise necessary, and it will be a free kick to Serbia. And just as I talk to you, it's 6 minutes have been added on, so this could well be. And Serbia, Serbia need to make those 6 minutes count, and they almost do so. And this time it does go in. It's the equaliser for Serbia through Pavlovic. Stranja Pavlovic took advantage of the Tadic free kick, and that was very well played by the Serbian captain. And his man Pavlovic was there to put it in, and this has well and truly blown this match wide open. And Pavlovic beating his chest. He's really passionate about this, and the Serbian fans will no doubt be excited about this as well. Good cross by Tadic. I think it was aiming for Milnkovic Milnkovic Savic, but Pavlovic was there at the right moments at the right time, and just like Jean-Charles Castelletto earlier on, he was completely unmarked, and the Serbian fans know that they are right back in it now. Tolo to Koundé, and Koundé now passing to Toko Ekambi, but Serbia now have the ball back through Zivkovic. Zivkovic now to Mitrovic, and Mitrovic tries to cross to I think that was Maximovic, but Cameroon saw to that. And Nuhu might have cleared the ball out of goal. Rigobert Song knows that that Cameroon have to at least get ahead again if they are to progress to set themselves up for a round of 16 progression in match day 3. A win will make all the difference. A win could mean all the difference for both sides. And now the ball is being thrown, and it's a throw into to Serbia, this time to Milinkovic-Savic. Milinkovic-Savic was aiming for Mitrovic, but the ball is now with Anguissa. The ball is now being passed around to Zivkovic. Zivkovic to Milinkovic-Savic, and Serbia Serbia take the lead. Good play by Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, and this could well mean that the tide has well and truly turned for this game. Cameroon started out so strong earlier on. They're now starting to fall behind, I fear, and I would not want to be any of their players right now, because Rigobert Song will, I'm sure, be giving them a bit of a tough talk at half time. And good use of the ball through Zivkovic, and that was a wonder strike by Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, and as a result, Cameroon are now 2-1 up. As a result, Serbia are now 2-1 up, thanks to the efforts of Milinkovic-Savic, the Lazio man. And the game now still resumes. We're now just over 3 minutes of we're now just over 4 minutes of extended time. 5 minutes of extended time in the. We're now sort of 4 minutes of extended time into in towards the end. So we've now got about 2 minutes until the halftime breakthrough, and a throw in by Zivkovic to Milinkovic-Savic, and Milinkovic-Savic now conceding the ball to Collins by Cameroon. Cameroon are still not out of this. It's now Mitrovic. Can he make it 3? No, not quite. And Alexander Mitrovic, Alexander Mitrovic, he was completely on it. He was completely on his own, but he aimed at the wrong angle, and I think Davi Sapasi might have palmed the ball away. But it's given a corner now to Serbia, and it'll be Tadic to take the corner. He sends the ball into the goal area, but the referee has stopped play, and I think that was because something had happened to Nicolas Nkoko, and Nicolas Nkoko trying to get his points across, but according to the referee, the corner was not satisfactory, so they might have to take it again, and take it again they do. We're now into the allocated 6th minutes, and it'll be Tadic to take the corner once again. And Serbia just can't find, and Serbia just couldn't get it in. The ball is now back with Cameroon, and surely now the halftime whistle is just mere moments away. But the action doesn't stop right now, and Milinkovic did really well to keep the ball out of his goal area. Will there be halftime substitutions? I wonder if Luka Jovic will be coming on for Serbia in the second half. And it's now with Tolo to what looks to be Brian Mbomo, and Mbomo now passing the ball out of play, and that will be, and I think that will be a goal kick to Serbia. Or will it be a Cameroon corner? One of the Serbian players might have got the foot. And yes, indeed, it is a Cameroon corner to be taken by Pierre Koundé. So Koundé kicks the ball in towards the goal area, but it doesn't go where anyone wants it to, and that is it. That is the halftime whistle. Cameroon came out of Cameroon looked like they were going to be the more dominant side throughout this game, but over time, Serbia starting to catch up, and those late those two goals by Pavlovic and Milkovic Savic made all the difference, despite Castelletto's heroic efforts just before the half-hour mark. Serbia could go on to win this. What tactics Cameroon will have for the second half will be interesting. Halftime score at the Al Janoub Stadium: Cameroon 1, Serbia 2. And we're going to go for a break, but join us just before the start of the second half. See you after the break. results. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Cameroon against Serbia. The second half should be just a few moments away now, and Cameroon started off the stronger side, but Serbia over time caught up fast. Serbia need to be sure of at least 2 more goals in order to stand a chance for the round of 6. Not to stand a chance to progress to the round of 16. But Cameroon are determined to make it all the more difficult for them as we prepare to start the second half. And it'll be Serbia that will and it looks like it'll be either Serbia or Cameroon to kick us off. We'll let you know shortly. And it's actually going to be Cameroon that will restart the game for the second half. And away we go then for the second half between Cameroon and Serbia. And it's Cameroon with the ball early on. Remember, Castellaso scored in the first half before Milkovic-Savic and also Pavlovic scored for Serbia. Will there be any new names? Any new names added onto the score sheet? We shall see. As Mitrovic now has the ball for Serbia, he passes down the wing to Kostic, and Kostic concedes the ball over the line, and it will be a Cameroon throw. And remembering Koku now on a yellow card for Cameroon, as is Fai. And I think Christian Basagog has also been given a yellow card as well for something which I did not see. And I think that was to do with the Jean-Charles Castellaso celebration, which we saw just before the 30th minute. And it's given a free kick has been given to Cameroon, and it will be Fai to take the free kick for them. It's almost given to Choupo-Moting. Now it's with Anguissa. Anguissa passing to Collins Fai, and Fai tries to cross forward, but is deflected away by Filip Kostic. And it'll be another throw-in to Cameroon, taken by Fai to Anguissa, but Anguissa has been fouled. Play still goes on, however, and the ball was now given a long-range shot to pass to Devis Lapassi in goal. And I think Filip Kostic is on the ground. The ball is now with Martin Hongla. Hongla to I think Castellaso. Back to Castellaso. Now it's with Martin Hongla, and Hongla now passes to I think that was Mbeumo to a Choupo-Moting, but I think that was a foul on Choupo-Moting, and I think it might have been Zivkovic that was involved in that one. We'll just have to make sure. But Milkovic-Savic might have been the one that got tangled up with might got tangled with Choupo-Moting, and I think he might have sustained a knock to the leg. We shall have to wait and see. But Cameroon now have to find a way back into this one. The ball is now with Karl Toko Ekambi. Toko Ekambi passes down the wing to I think that was Castellaso, but it's been given back to Serbia now. But almost tackled by Choupo-Moting. Now the ball is with Filip Kostic, and Kostic now passes to Tadic. Now back to Kostic, and Kostic just couldn't find an opening, and that's given the ball back to that has given the ball back to Cameroon. But I think Kostic has been off, but the offside flag has gone up, and I think it's against Kostic. Mitrovic, and yes, indeed, Kostic. He had his arm fractionally offside. But Serbia But Serbia are not out. Serbia are not out of this yet. And the ball is now being passed around to Zivkovic. Zivkovic to Tadic, and Tadic still has to control the ball. Now it's with Milinkovic Savic, but that was a poor shot, and it was easily saved by Davis Apasi. But another offside flag has gone up against Serbia. We'll find out. We'll find out shortly who was offside. I think Tadic's arm. I think Tadic's hand might have instigated the offside. So that clearly won't count. So that clearly wouldn't count. And Milinkovic now has the ball in the Serbia goal. He throws out to I think that was Veljkovic. Veljkovic now to yes, that was Veljkovic. Veljkovic crossing forward to I think that was Maximovic. Now the ball is with Milinkovic Savic, or should I say Lukic. Lukic now to Milinkovic Savic. Now back to Lukic. Milinkovic Savic once more. Now the ball is with Milankovic. Now it's gone past to Milinkovic Savic, but it's going to be out of play for a Serbia throw, which was swiftly taken by Zivkovic, and Zivkovic now passes to Milinkovic in goal. Now it's been passed around to I think that was Veljkovic. Veljkovic now to Maximovic. And Maximovic now passing the ball around to, I think that's Milinkovic Savic. And Serbia now looking like they're going to try and make a break for it. But that was well defended, I should say, by Nuhu Tolo, although I think Tolo might have fouled Zivkovic, who had the ball. But cleared away now out of goal by Apasi part, but it's been conceded to Cameroon, and the ball is now headed towards Dusan Tadic. Now it's with Alexander Mitrovic, but Cameroon swiftly take it back through Koundé, and Koundé crossing the ball forward to Brian to Brian Mbomo, but Mbomo tripped up by Milankovic, and Milankovic was nowhere near the ball. Actually, I stand corrected. His foot did touch the ball, but that was just a normal incident. So both will get up. So both get away with it. It's a throw into Cameroon to be taken by Koundé, and Koundé throws to Mbomo. Now back to Koundé, and a cross by Koundé was aiming for Toko Ekambi, but he was held by the Serbian defenders, and as a result, Cameroon do not equalise. So 52 minutes played. It's still Cameroon 1, Serbia 2. And Tadic now receiving the ball, although it's gone now to Collins 5 for Cameroon. Serbia now have the ball back through Veljkovic, and or should it be Mitrovic? Mitrovic passing to, I think that was, and Serbia looking like they're going to make it third, and Mitrovic makes it 3 for Serbia. Serbia were threatening for a third towards the back end of the first half. They've scored now. They've done it now. And they've extended their lead. What a difference a few days makes. From being 2-1 down, from being 2-0 down against Brazil, they've extended their goals by 2. And Cameroon now have their work well and truly cut out. And that is Mitrovic's 51st goal at international level. I didn't know where the ball was going to end up. Serbia kept me guessing right to the end, but Mitrovic was there to pass at the right time. Mitrovic had the ball initially, and that was a pass to Kostic, straight now to, but it was down to Milinkovic Savic, and when they found Mitrovic, he was there he was there to score at the right time, which he did. And that delivery, I should actually mention, was by Andrija Zivkovic. So credit to him. And the face of Mitrovic lit up, has well and truly lit up with pure joy as Mbeumo has gone down onto the ground for Cameroon, and Mitrovic, and I think it was Mitrovic who fouled him, or was it? No, and Mitrovic, and in fact that's his 7th goal in his last 6 matches for Serbia. I was right in saying that he has been Serbia's talisman, and what must be going through Rigobert Song's mind. And in fact, a substitute for Cameroon is being made just as I was about to talk about them. And in fact, off comes Martin Ongla, and on comes Vincent Abu Kabad. Vincent Abu Kabad making his way onto the pitch. Martin Ongla might have had a couple of chances himself, but they weren't converted into goal. So Vincent Abu Kabad could be just what Cameroon need. And there's treatments now going on with Stranja Pavlovic. He's hobbling around on his feet. He must have sustained some kind of knock. And in fact, he has been substituted for number 13, Stefan Mitrovic. Mitrovic now making his way. Mitrovic now making his way onto the pitch as Pavlovic, and a free kick has been given to Cameroon, and it will be taken by Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo to take the free kick and almost headed in by Maxim Choupo-Moting, a very frustrated man he is too. And Cameroon have blown this opportunity to bring themselves back into the game. They need to be ahead, but they need to be ahead by at least 2 goals or more to even stand a chance of achieving a good position going into the final matches of Group G, which will be on Friday, as Filip Kostic now has the ball for Serbia, and that's a pass to Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Now it's with Dusan Tadic, but saved by Devi Sapasi. We're just coming up to the 57th minute now, and it's still Cameroon 1, Serbia 3. And Castelletto now passing to Choupo-Moting. Now it's with Collins Fai, and Fai now passes straight away to Mbeumo, but Mbeumo has the ball deflected away by Kostic. And that has given a free throw into Cameroon, and it'll be as a throw to Pierre Koundé. And Koundé now passing to, I think that's Castelletto. Passing now to Koundé. Need I also remind you that Cameroon's run of form in recent matches has been poor. Their only win in the last 6 was in a friendly against Burundi. The ball is now with Fai, and Fai crossing to I think that was Choupo-Moting, but well intercepted by Zivkovic, and Zivkovic now passing to Milinkovic-Savic. Now Milinkovic-Savic passing the ball now to Zivkovic. And Zivkovic does well to find, I think that was Milenkovic. Now the ball is with Filip Kostic. Kostic to Tadic. Now straight back to Veljkovic. Now the ball's back with Tadic. Now Kostic. Kostic now to the substitutes. Mitrovic passing to passing back to Milkovic in goal, and Milkovic now crossing the ball forward to, I think that was Tadic, but it was blocked by Jean-Charles Castelletto and Dusan Tadic. Dusan Tadic looking to compose himself, and the ball is now with Milinkovic Savic. Milinkovic Savic passing to Lukic. It's Lukic now with the ball for Serbia, straight now, and it's a pass down wing to Kostic, and Kostic, is he going to make it 4? He was looking for an opportunity to make it 4, but well cut out by Cameroon, and it's now Mbeumo passing now to I think that's Abu Kabar. Abu Kabar now with the ball for Cameroon. Well, good tackle by Velkovic, but Cameroon still looking for a chance. Was aiming for Choupo-Moting, but cleared away well by Serbia. And it looks like Abu Kabar it'll be a throw in to Cameroon. The referee now coming over to have a look at it. Remember, the referee is Mohamed Abdullah of the UAE, and I think that might have been against Abu Kabar. Did he slightly touch Nemanja Maksimovic? I think he might have done, but that effort on goal did not come, unfortunately. So Koundé now with the ball for Cameroon, struck pass back down to Collins Fai, and Fai was looking for I think that was Anguissa, but defended again by Serbia. It's now Mbeumo to Koundé. And Koundé now trying to, but the ball's now given back to Serbia, and Milinkovic Savic, and Milinkovic Savic now passing to, I think that was Kostic. Kostic back to Koundé, and Koundé now passing back to Epassi in goal. Now the ball has found Choupo-Moting, or is that Collins Fai? Yeah, indeed. Yes, it is Collins Fai. Fai now to Castelletto, or was that Tolo? Tolo now finding Mbeumo. Now the ball's been conceded back to Serbia, and Milinkovic Savic. Milinkovic Savic now with the ball for still with the ball for Serbia. Now it's with Andrija Zivkovic. Now back to Milinkovic Savic. It's now Castelletto, but cleared away though by Cameroon, and it's now Maxim Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting now passing to I think that's Brian Mbeumo, and Mbeumo trying to send it in, or should I say Carl Toko Ekambi? It was Toko Ekambi that had the ball, but his shot was saved by Vanja Milinkovic. So Toko Ekambi did everything right, but his shot was too low to the ground. And Serbia now looking for another chance, and is that a lob over the keeper by Sergei Milinkovic Savic? It almost is, but it goes too high. It's over the crossbar, and Tolo now passing to Nkoku, now passing back down to Jean-Charles Castelletto, and Castelletto now crossing the ball forward to Vincent Abu Kabar. And can Abu Kabar find an opening? He can! And Cameroon make it 2, although it's offside. It won't count. And what was almost the chance for Cameroon to bring themselves back into it, it has been ruled out. And Abu Kabar, he was a long way ahead of that last defender, and the referee's decision to give it offside. Quite right too, but it goes to VAR. We got a VAR review, And is it a goal? It is, I think. And yes, that is the goal for Cameroon. Abu Kabar makes it count. And Cameroon are back into this. I thought he was onside for the moment, but the flag convinced me otherwise. And now that I've seen it again, that was clearly onside, and Vincent Abu Kabar breathes, and Vincent Abu Kabar can breathe a new hope into Cameroonian hopes. And Serbia need to at least get another goal to be safe themselves, as Mitrovic now passes to Kostic, and a cross by Kostic goes wrong, and it's Mbomo looking for Toko Ekambi. Toko Ekambi tries to get to the ball, but it's passed away. But it's passed by Maximovic, and if Cameroon appealed for that second goal to stand, they did a really good job of it. And with just over 65 minutes in, it's still Cameroon 2, Serbia 3 now, as Cameroon now have the ball again through Abu Kabar. Can he repeat any heroics? Now it's with Choupo-Moting, and Cameroon have equalised. But what? And Cameroon have equalised. Yes, that was through Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting and Abu Kabar have breathed new life back into Cameroon hopes. And I thought that Serbia were going to try and run away with it, but you should not discount anybody like Cameroon, and that was a really convincing effort on goal by Choupo-Moting, the Bayern Munich man, formerly of Stoke and PSG. That was a really good cross in that was a really good delivery, I should say, by Abu Kabar, and Choupo-Moting was able to convert it with his right foot and just finish it off. And this game is now well and truly hotting up. So it's now 3-3 with almost 23 minutes to go. And Serbia need to start making life difficult in defence. For Cameroon, and is a substitute going to be made? It looks likely, but we'll confirm if that is the case shortly. And yes, indeed, 2 substitutes are being made. Koundé and Toko Ekambi come off, and in their place come Ondua and Basagog. Serbia now have the ball back through, I think that was Lukic. Cameroon now have the ball again. Good tackle by them. The ball is now with Nicolas Nkoku, but the cross forward, but was an interception by Lukic, and I think that was a foul on Brian Mbomo. He's not having it easy out there, and Pierre Koundé did his best for Cameroon, and including that superb corner delivery in which Jean-Charles Casayeso was able to take advantage of. Cameroon get the game restarted, and a pass to Ipasi in goal, but Ipasi now clears the ball towards what looked like Choupo-Moting. Now it's with Abu Kabar. Abu Kabar passes down wing to Collins Fai. Now the ball is with Basagog. Back to Fai, and a cross by Fai, but saved by Milkovic. Serbia appears to have heard me, by saying that when I said they need to start making life difficult for them, they're starting to do so now, and Serbia need to start ratcheting up the pressure again. And the ball is now with Dusan Tadic, and Tadic now passing to Filip Kostic. Kostic needs to pass to someone quickly, and he does. He passes to Stefan Mitrovic. Stefan Mitrovic passes up the wing, this time to Lukic. Now the ball has found what looks like Milkovic-Savic. Milkovic-Savic now passing to, I think that was Zivkovic. And is this another opportunity for Serbia? The answer to that is no. As I think Mitrovic tried to, I think Mitrovic tried to get close to the ball, but somehow it was deflected away. And now it is a corner to Serbia, and the corner will once again be taken by Tadic. Tadic kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but a wasted effort by Serbia. Or just as I say that, Milinkovic-Savic tried to get hold of it, but it was intercepted by Cameroon, and but Serbia were able to take the ball back. So it's still things are still with them at the moment. It's now Milos Veljkovic to Maximovic. Now the ball is with Lukic again. Milinkovic-Savic now passes down the wing to Stefan Mitrovic. Now it's with Maximovic. Maximovic passing to Tadic. Tadic is under pressure from what looks like Basagog. Now Tadic. Now Tadic was, I think, tackled by Ondua, but nothing given. Play still goes on. It's Basagog. It's Aboukabar to Basagog. Basagog needs to cross to Aboukabar quickly, but blocked by Serbia. Now it's with Collins Fye. Collins Fye crossing to tried to cross to Aboukabar, but was intercepted by Serbia once again. Now the ball is firm. Now the ball is with Tadic passing to Lukic. Now back to Tadic. Dusan Tadic crosses the ball up the wing, but the ball was almost intercepted by Tolo, and it will be a throw in to Cameroon to be taken by Tolo. So with almost 19 minutes to go, it's still Cameroon. So it's just under 19 minutes to go, I should say. It's Cameroon 3, Serbia 3. This game could go either way. And the ball is now with Lukic. Lukic passing to Maximovic, but I think Maximovic might have been clipped by Ondua. The ball is still in play though. It's Mitrovic passing to, I think that was Tadic. Now the ball is once again with Tadic across down to Filip Kostic. Kostic has to watch out for Fye. Now the ball's being crossed again, but intercepted very well by Cameroon. The ball is now with Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo passing it to Aboukabar, but I think he might have fouled Nemanja Maximovic. I don't think he did it deliberately, and in my view, there can be no arguments. The referee trying to calm things down, and it looks like he has. It was in fact, and it was Aboukabar on Maximovic, and clearly that was a touch on him. Accidental, of course, so nothing to complain about. It's given a free kick though to Serbia, and Cameroon could well pay for this. Across to Mitrovic, but saved by Davis Sapasi. And now the ball is back. With Cameroon. Fye to Christian Basagog. Basagog does really well to hold on to the ball, but tackled by Maximovic, and it's given the ball back to Cameroon with Anguissa now passing to Fai. Fai now passing again to, I think that to Anguissa. Quick tug on the shirt, but he's able to hold on to the ball. He does well to pass to Basagog. And Basagog, I think, sent the ball up into the back of somebody, but I couldn't quite see who. It's Fai now to Ondua, now back to Anguissa. Anguissa crossing the ball around to Ondua. Not quite sure if that's where he intended it to go, but it's Ondua with the ball, and a foul on, I think that was Sasha Lukic. We'll just have to try and work out what happened, and Abu Kabar, I'm seeing, was onside, according to a quick VAR check, which I didn't notice, and in fact that is actually the confirmation for what we already know. He might have got a touch on. He might have got the touch on Maximovic, but he was only interested in scoring the goal, and that is what he did. Tadic now with the ball for Serbia, and the ball now being passed around to I think that was think that was Milenkovic, but the ball has now been caught by Davis Apasi in goal. So with 14 and a half minutes left, it's Cameroon 3, Serbia 3. And Apasi clears the ball out of goal towards Choupo-Moting, and onto the ground goes, I think that was Abu Kabar. Now the ball has found Serbia going through. Veljkovic! And Veljkovic! Is he going to make it 4? No. But the ball is now straight down to Dusan Tadic. Serbia not out of this yet. But cut out very well by Cameroon. And it's Anguissa to Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting still has control of the ball. Does really well to avoid being fouled. But he now passes to Christian Basagog. And Basagog has to keep the ball in. And does so. Now it's Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting tries to go around the Serbian defenders, but couldn't do it. And now Serbia have the ball back. It's straight down to it's now with Tadic, and Tadic passes to Filip Kostic. Kostic passing again now to Maximovic, and Maximovic to Milinkovic Savic, but he's now been passed around to Milenkovic. Serbia still have control of the ball though, and the ball is now being passed around to Mitrovic, and it's Mitrovic now with the ball passing again to Tadic, and Tadic needs to find an opening. He passes to Lukic, but Lukic passing the ball back down to Milinkovic Savic, and Milinkovic Savic sends it over the crossbar. That ball was going nowhere from that. That ball was going to go nowhere from that shot, and in my eyes, that did not look very convincing. And a couple of substitutes are being made by Serbia, and I think Veljkovic is going to make way for one of them. We'll see who's coming on in just a moment, as what looks to be Nemanja Radonjic is coming on as well, and so too is Marko Grucic. So Serbia, I think have made at least 3 or 4 substitutions. One of which was Milinkovic Savic, Veljkovic and Zivkovic are off, and on will come Grucic, Babic and Radonjic. So with almost now 12 minutes So with almost 11 and a half minutes to go, this is still anybody's match. And the ball is now with Mitrovic, but he passes to Milinkovic in goal, and the ball is now being passed out to Serdan Babic, but conceded to Cameroon and Nicolas Nkoku passing to Ipasi in goal, and Ipasi now clears the ball out of play, and now it's with Fai passing to Nkoku. Now it's with Castelletto. Now it's with Castelletto, I think it was, back to Nkoku. Or was that Tolo? No, it was Tolo. And the ball now being passed back to Ipasi, and Ipasi to Choupo-Moting, but given away, and the ball was almost with Basagog, but that was easily handled by Milinkovic. And the way things stand right now, Cameroon and Serbia go into the final day with a point apiece, although Cameroon will be ahead by virtue of goal difference. So it's still all to play for, but that depends on, but all that will depend on how Brazil will fare against Switzerland. And a corner has been given to Cameroon, and it will be Brian Mbomo to take the corner for the indomitable Lions. Cameroon need to score at least a couple more goals to get themselves to bring themselves higher in the table. And it's going to be a couple of substitutions. I think Anguissa will be coming off for Samuel Gué, who started in the first match against Switzerland, and also I think Brian Mbomo will be coming off as well. And on comes Georges Kavin Nkodu. Nkodu did set up a couple of chances on attack in the match against Switzerland, but as we know, they came to nothing. And it will be Nkodu to take the corner for Cameroon. Nkodu passes to Ndua. Now back to Nkodu, and Nkodu was aiming for Choupo-Moting, but well held by Serbia. And in fact, Tolo tries to get to the ball, and he does. He tries to cross to Choupo-Moting, but defended by Serbia. And now the ball is with Colin Spy. And I think that was a diving header, but whatever it is, it's paid off. And now it's with Abu Kabar for Cameroon, and he passes down to, I think that was Gruet now to Basagog. Basagog tries to hold on to the ball, but he loses it to Babic, and Babic now passing to Mladenovic to, I think that was Grucic. Grucic now passes to Tadic, and Tadic does really well to hang on to it, but he only has to pass to Maximovic. Maximovic to, I think that was Babic. Now it's with Mitrovic. To, I think that was Stefan Mitrovic. The ball has now been passed out of play, and I think that will be a Cameroon throw. And this was a confirmation of what we also know in the Choupo-Moting goal as well. There was no indication that Abu Kabar was offside, but anyway, the goal stands as I think that was an attempt by Kostic to cross to somebody in goal, but Cameroon did really well. Cameroon did really well to keep that one out, and I think that was I think he might have been aiming for Tadic, or was it Mitrovic? No, it was Alexander Mitrovic, but Cameroon keep this one out really well. Some 6.5. So we're now just 6.5 minutes away from full time, and And it's still Cameroon 3, Switzerland. It's now Cameroon 3, Serbia 3, and Basagog almost had a touch of the ball, but it was sent out of play. And one of the Cameroon supporters praying, no doubt, for a win. And a Song directing his play, and Song trying to direct operations from the touchline effectively. If Cameroon win, remember, it will be their first win at the World. It'll be their first win at a World Cup for 20 years. As Abu Kabar now passes to Basagog, and Basagog tries to go around. Tried to go around what looked to be Babic, but no foul given against him. But it's given a throw in now to Cameroon, because I think Serbia might have deflected the ball away, and it will be Fai to take the throw in for Cameroon, and pass by I think that was Basagog to Fai. Serbia tries to take take the ball back, but Cameroon need to start pressing them more. And Castelletto tried to take the ball, but Cameroon are likely nowhere, and this could well be the opening for Serbia, but well defended, but defended at the last moment by George Kevin Nkondu, and Serbia are starting to look a lot more menacing than Cameroon right now, as the ball is now with I think that's Lukic, and Lukic trying to cross to Lukic crossing to I think that was Kostic, but so for Serbia a draw just isn't enough, and we'll now have to and it's almost time for me to give my player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services. We'll let you know who it is. We'll let you know who it is shortly. And Collins Fai throws the ball to I think that was Ondua, and Ondua has I think brought down I think that was Kostic, but Cameroon now on the attack through Abu Kabar, and Abu Kabar goes for a long range shot, saved by Vanja Milkovic, and who knows what might have happened had Milkovic not been alert. And it's now Alexander Mitrovic to Sasha Lukic, and Lukic now passing to I think that's to Radoncic. Radoncic now with the ball for Serbia, and Radoncic now passing to I think that's to Stefan Mitrovic, and Stefan Mitrovic now to Babic, and Babic now has the ball, and he's passed back. It's now Babic, and crossing forward to Radoncic, and Radoncic tries to pass down to Milenkovic, and Milenkovic now to passing to Grucic. Grucic now finds I think that's Kostic, Filip Kostic, passing now to Babic. Now Babic to back towards Kostic, and Cameroon tried to stop him, but Kostic's shot on goal saved by Davis Apasi. Good effort though by Kostic, and what's more, he knows it because he came out of nowhere and was completely unmarked. I'm going to give my player of the match. I will soon have my player of the match shortly. We'll let you know who it is. We'll let you know who it is in a moment or two. And it's now Grucic with the ball for Serbia as we're about 2 minutes away from 90. It's Dusan Tadic now with the ball. He's passed back to Mitrovic, and Mitrovic sends the ball just over the crossbar, and it just touches the top, and it just touches the top of the net. Some of you it just touches the top of the net. I can now tell you who my player of the match is. And I'll explain my choices why in just a sec. Some of you may disagree with this, but I feel I feel it was because of how he scored. That's what made the difference. But meantime, it's Choupo-Moting passing to George Kevin Nkondu. Now back to Choupo-Moting. Back to Nkondu again, and the ball is now with I think Gruet. I can now tell you that my player of the match, as sponsored by our friends at Commentary Services, is Jean-Charles Castelletto of Cameroon, because he was completely unmarked and he just scored out of nowhere, and that I'm sure will have amazed many people. He received the delivery of the corner from Pierre Koundé, and that goal just stunned everybody. So well done to Jean-Charles Castelletto on receiving my player of the match. But back to the here and now, and with just under 30 seconds left until the end of normal time. The ball is now with Grucic. Grucic now passing to I think that was Babic. Yes, it was Babic. Babic now passing to Lukic, and we're almost at the 90th minute. And Tolo appears to have sustained a knot to his leg. We'll find out what the problem is if we can. And we're now into the 90th minute, and it's straight now to Kostic. Kostic now with the ball, and 6 minutes have been added on, just like in the first half. So both halves will end with 6 minutes, which is reasonably sensible. It looks like it will be. And Serbia going for another chance. Can Mitrovic send it in? Not quite. It was Serbia. Cameroon were lucky that a Apasi was there to halt the attack. And it looks like it will be a throw-in and it looks like it might be a corner to Serbia. Serbia did really well to set this. Serbia looked like they did really well to set this off. Was Alexander Mitrovic offside? I think he might have been, but that ball just smacked in the face of Davis Apasi, which must have been very painful to him, and it's also painful to the young lad for Mitrovic not giving Serbia the lead back. There is still hope, though, young man. As the ball is now caught by Milinkovic. So don't be too disheartened, as Duritic now comes on as the last minute substitute for Kostic, and the ball is now being passed around to Grucic, but Grucic throws to Juricic. And Juricic, that's a throw by Serbia, quickly taken by Juricic. And Juricic trying to get around to Castelletto. Castelletto did really well to defend that one. But Tadic now has the ball for Serbia, and a foul on Collins Fye. And that was just outside the 18-yard box. And Tadic was trying to protest his innocence. And Song geeing up his players, and I think he's probably just annoyed that he doesn't receive a foul. But his opposite number, Stokrovic, taking things a bit more calmly right now. Just a quick drink, and Cameroon are now back in play with the ball, headed around to what looked like Gruet. To George Kevin Nkondu. Nkondu does really well to hold on to the ball, but he's been clipped again by Milenkovic, and this time he might have sustained an injury, and Milenkovic gets a yellow card, rightly so in my view. That was very, very dangerous of him, and Nkondu did really well to hold on after being shirt pulled, but straight into the chest, I think. And Milenkovic has conceded a free kick to Cameroon. Serbia could pay for this. And will it be Nkodu or Basagog to take the? Will it be Nkodu or Basagog to take the free kick? We're just over halfway through the additional 6 minutes of injury time, and it's still Cameroon 3, Serbia 3. The referee trying to make sure everything is well organised. Whilst this result will count now, things might swing against both sides depending on how well Brazil do against Switzerland. The ball kicked into the goal area by Nkondu, but was saved easily by Milinkovic. Serbia had the ball last, but we're now approaching 90 seconds to go until full time, and it will be a throw in to Serbia. And it will be taken by Veljkovic. And Veljkovic throws to, I think that's Tadic. Yes, indeed it is. Tadic to Grucic. And a throw and a shot on goal by the substitute Grucic. And I think it was actually Juricic that had the ball before Grucic. But either way, Serbia don't get another goal. And a cross forward now to Abu Kabar, but deflected away by Serbia, and Serbia now have the ball back, but tackled by Basagog for Cameroon, and Basagog does really well to hold on to the ball, but he's been clipped by Tadic, and nobody is making it easy for anybody out there today. Don't forget coming up on the commentary hub. It's Europe. Don't forget coming up on the commentary hub. It's Uruguay again. Don't forget coming up on the commentary hub later this evening. It's Uruguay again. It's Uruguay. It's Uruguay. It's Uruguay against. It's Portugal against Uruguay with Liam Brosby Liam Brosby behind the mic for that one. And Cameroon now have the ball with Nkodu. Nkodu does well to pass down to Castellaso, I think it was. We're now just over the originally planned 96th minutes, and Milinkovic kicks the ball out of goal. And is it going to be full time? It is. What an explosive second half it was. Serbia did have the opening advantage, but Cameroon reduced the effort. But Cameroon reduced the goal. Serbia did actually edge themselves ahead just after the start of the second half, but Cameroon pulled back. But it wasn't enough for either nation, and their fate could well be decided by the Brazil-Switzerland match. Final score at the Al Janoub Stadium. Final score at the Al Janoub Stadium. Cameroon 3, Serbia 3, and now let's take a look at the standings of Group F. And in terms of the standings for Group G, for Group G, I should say, Brazil and Switzerland still remain on top with 3 points apiece, but Cameroon are ahead. Cameroon and Switzerland still leave on what? Cameroon and Serbia still leave on 1, but Cameroon is still ahead by virtue of goal difference. But even so, the draw will not. Be enough. Both sides came in looking to win. They failed to do so, and either Brazil or Switzerland could punish them heavily for that. That just about wraps up our coverage on the commentary hub. Don't forget, coming up tonight, it's Portugal against Uruguay with Liam Brosby with Liam Brosby on commentary duty for that one. And in terms of the standings in Group H, if Portugal beat Uruguay, they will at least have one foot in the door for the round of 16, and Uruguay need to win themselves if they are to keep themselves keep themselves in contention. But I suppose that could all depend on how South Korea do against Ghana. We'll have you the results ahead of the kickoff between Portugal and Uruguay. I am sure of that, as that result will be important to Uruguay's prospects at least. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in to listen. I've been Nicholas Jones. I hope this has made a good start to your day. Enjoy the rest of your day, but we'll see you. But join us later for Portugal against Uruguay. Thanks once again. Bye bye for now.